Hey guys, welcome back to Go Knuckle Talk with Flo. And of course, I am Flo. And let me introduce you to my lovely co host, Lisa Nolan Hafner. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, Michael.
So, who do we have with us tonight?
We have a really special group of people that we went to school with. They're underclassmen of ours from just a year. And so please welcome tonight Roy Thompson, Albert Vega, Brenda Sims Jones, Leah Kay Lyle-Gabriel, and Brent Richburg.
And
Welcome,
this is
everyone. Thank you for joining us.
this is
Thanks
the
for
class
having
of
us.
'84.
Class of
84.
84. And
And
I want to, so I'm going to ask everyone where they live, but I also want to tell our audience that this group of amazing people, they are planning their 40th reunion. And so we wanted to chat with them about that and all sorts of fun memories. Anyway, so Brent, where are you living now?
I've lived in Plainview the last 25 years.
Okay. And Roy?
Living in Cypress, Texas, right outside of Houston. Been there about 25 years myself.
Okay.
he's right down the road from me. I'm probably 20 minutes from Roy.
Okay.
All right.
Albert?
I live in the Metroplex. I live in Wiley. I've been here almost 6 years.
Okay. I know where my niece lives in Wiley, so I know where that's at. Leah
Oh,
Kay?
nice.
We live in Westlake, and it's also part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Okay. Is that closer to Fort Worth?
It's really right in the middle. It's right outside, a little bit on the west side of DFW.
Okay.
It's where all the famous quarterbacks come from in Texas. Correct?
Right.
Yeah, West
Right.
Texas. Yes, yes.
Drew Brees.
That's Austin. That's Austin. That's
No,
Austin.
no,
That's
no,
Westlake.
awesome.
Westlake.
It's close enough. It's
Close
suburban.
enough. Yeah.
It's,
South Lake and Westlake we run together, but we do have the quarterbacks that have come out of South Lake. So
there you
Okay.
go.
Brenda, where are you living?
I live in Floydada, which is 30 miles from Plainview, so I didn't get too far from home.
West Texas is a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, I have a
It is.
shirt that I bought from Flying and Collectors. West Texas is the best Texas.
Yes.
So, well, guys, 40 years. How does that make you guys feel?
oh,
Young?
1 year younger than you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, 40 years. Would you think you would be sitting here talking, doing a podcast 40 years later?
We didn't
we
even
didn't know
know.
what a podcast was.
Yeah.
Well, it was lucky we didn't have it back then when we grew up.
Yeah,
Which is a good thing.
which is a good thing. Luckily, we didn't have no cell phones either.
Exactly.
Right.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, well, we didn't have cell phones. I know, isn't it weird um, everybody in this group looks really young. None of us have aged. I mean, just when we're in high school, you think, oh, your 40th reunion that seems so far away, and that you're going to come to the 40th looking really old and feeling old and dressing old and being decrepit, and it talk about a paradigm shift, right? When you get to be this age, and it's like, no, I am not old.
Well, 2 out of 4 is
Some days.
not bad.
Yeah, some days for sure.
The body's old, but the mind is young.
There you
That's
go.
it.
That is it. Well,
That is
Lisa, start off with one of the questions.
So I want to know, and this is a personal question because I started. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied and twisted. So I want to know why you decided to join the committee to prepare for your 40th reunion. I was on the committee of ours, and it's the first reunion that I attended. And I joined because that was the only way I was going to make myself go for a lot of different reasons that I left Plainview and I left. I didn't stay in touch with anyone, but I thought, life is short and I want to go back for the 40th and I want to reconnect with people. But because I've been disconnected for so long, there would have been a level of timidity and awkwardness for me. So I thought if I joined the committee, then I could reconnect with my friends and feel like I'm a part of it. And it's the best decision I've made ever. It was a really amazing thing. So now I want to know why each of you joined the committee to be part of your 40th reunion. So I'm going to start with Leah Kay.
Okay. I joined because I love Marie Hooper, and I'm sorry she's not on with us tonight, but she's our fearless leader, and she's planned all the reunions, and I just really wanted to help her. So excited to be a part of it.
That's wonderful. Is this the first time? Is this your first time on the committee?
Yes, on the committee, yes.
Wonderful. Albert?
I decided after our first reunion, our 10-year reunion, Marie basically did everything by herself. And we started talking. It's like, okay, are we going to do one every 5 years, every 10 years, or what? It's like, it's not fair for her to just do it all by herself constantly. So I said, however I can help, let me know. And that's how I got involved. But I got involved starting with our 15-year reunion.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Brenda?
Well, I guess I've been involved with several of them. I guess because I live around here, and when Marie would put out a post or something about having someone to volunteer, I thought, well, I'm here. There's no reason I can't help. And I agree with wanting to connect ahead of time, because I didn't want to be super nervous going into it and not knowing anything. So it does help to kind of get your feet wet a little bit ahead of time, and kind of just make sure that you're planning things that will appeal to all different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Roy, how about you?
Well, this will be my first one, and actually, I'm still trying to figure. I'm on the fence about it, but now that I've seen people, I said I guess I'll go ahead and throw my hat in. But most of the time, I'll be honest, I've been outside looking in, and I guess this time I won't be outside looking in. I'll be part of it. So, it's I will say the last 4 or 5 years, I've lost a lot of people that I used to hang with, and hey, life is short, like Lisa was saying. So it's time to either do it or you will just be saying, I wish I could have. So that's my part right now.
Good for you, Roy. You won't regret it. You're going to have the time of your life, and you're going to be so thrilled that you decided to be a part of this.
I think so. Thank you.
Yeah. Brent?
I'm kind of like Brenda. I've lived here for a long time, worked for the school. So I kind of had some connections to folks at the school where we could get in and do some things. And I've always liked reunions. I haven't made every single one of them, but I like coming. I like seeing people. I like catching up and seeing what people are doing. So it's just kind of natural and fun for me.
And this is your what? How many others have you done?
I know I've missed one, but I don't remember how. I guess I've done through 3, 5. Okay. I did 10, 15. I think I missed 25. I don't remember why.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brent. My apologies.
I don't know why I missed. Because I try to make it if it's any way I can.
The one thing I've started with Lori Griffith and Lori Dayton for our 10-year, and we've done every 5 years, but we missed 1 year. We didn't do our 25th, but you're gonna love it, guys, because you're gonna get the satisfaction of seeing your classmates, especially the ones who haven't seen each other, and now 40 years, and you're gonna go, wow, I helped plan this, and it's gonna make you feel really good inside. Trust me, it will. Now you'll have some of those little assholes on the side, but forget about them. Just be happy with the happy ones.
You forgot I was a principal for a few years. I know about most of the people are good. There's a few that
No, but you guys are 40 years older. We're not those same kids back when we were in high school. So it's gonna be fun for you guys. So what are you guys planning? Let's talk about what do you have planned for Friday? I assume it's going to start Friday night and, of course, through the weekend. So what's going on? Brenda.
Oh, gracious. I missed the meeting, the Zoom meeting.
Oh, hell. You're off the committee. Forget about you. I'm going to pick one of the first timers, see if they've been paying attention. Leah Kay.
Okay. Friday night, we are meeting at the Westridge Pool right behind my old house, and just sort of a BYOB kind of whoever's in town, right? And then Saturday, the thing I'm most excited about is Brent has arranged for us to do a tour of the high school in Estacado. Right? And
it's not called that anymore, but it's okay if we call it that.
Okay. Is it safe?
Is it safe?
I think
You need hard hats?
they've replaced all the stuff that you use, so it's okay now.
That's cool.
Then we're doing a lunch. Whoever wants to meet for lunch at, I can't remember the name of the place. And then Saturday night.
Leah's, yeah.
Saturday night's a big party.
Yeah, we had our lunch. We had lunch here at Leo's, and we're fortunate to go to Lakeside before they demolished it, because we were the first fifth graders to start there. Our class were,
Yeah.
and so we were able to take a photo in front of the school. And
They tore it down?
I'm sorry.
It's gone.
Tore it
It's
down?
gone.
Edgemere, Lakeside. I don't know if there's any other, but yeah, it's
College Hill.
College Hill. Yeah, they're all gone. So we took a photo. I don't think I have I don't have the newspaper, but yeah, we are able to take a photo, and Plainview did a little story about that. So it was pretty cool. We enjoyed that.
One other thing, on Sunday morning at First Baptist Church, where we grew up, Craig Etheridge, who's in our class and is our pastor here at First Baptist Colleyville, he's preaching on Sunday morning. So the whole class
cool.
is to come. So that'll be neat.
Hopefully it's going to be a late,
late
around
service.
11 or late.
I think it actually is. I can't remember the time. I think it's
Norton Albert, he likes to put his hair down, man.
Oh, that'll be fun. So how many reunions have y'all attended?
Roy said this is his first one, correct?
No, I've been to 2 before. No. Yeah.
First time on the committee, though.
Yeah.
First time on the committee.
What kept you from going to the others? Just didn't have the time, or
time and kids activities?
And you said you've been living here since you graduated from Rice, correct? Or
correct.
No?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay. All right, Brenda.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, Albert, we had a 10-year. Did we have 15? We did 15, and 20, but not 25, and then 30. Okay, so I think I've been to all of them.
Good.
That's awesome.
And Albert as well. It sounds like it.
All 4.
Albert's the official historian, so he knows about all. He could tell us more about what we did than we can, probably.
And the day that we did it.
And the day we did it,
And don't please tell me the time. That would scare me, Albert.
I'm pretty sure you got that on the paper too. Albert has it all still stored.
Leah Kay?
Our 10-year reunion was, I think, the Saturday when we met at the park. It was August 5th because it was Brent's oldest son's birthday.
Wow.
It'd be the 6th. So, but yeah, that's right. That's pretty good.
Wow.
He's
got a
better memory than me.
I was at the 10th and the 20th, but because I'm not on Facebook, I missed a few because I didn't know they were happening.
Wow, that's cool. Well, yeah, again, you guys get to enjoy it.
Nobody called you to tell you. Shame on them.
Well, I think I found out one of them. Did you have one that was sort of a combined in the Metroplex with several other classes?
That's my NRR.
That was what?
NRR.
Okay.
Non-reunion reunion.
Yeah, that was my gig that I started back like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was his rebellion thing.
Idea.
Huh?
I think it's a fun idea because you want to see the people that were, your guys' class, and then a few behind us and in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reasoning why. We're there. Charlotte Gregg, we were on a post together, and she said, "Hey, let's all meet together." I'm like, "Hey, why not?" So I called her. I'm like, "Let's do it." So we set it up. I think in October, and it was at Grapevine,
at the
Gaylord Perry, and it was very successful. We had from the late 70s to, I would say, the mid to mid 80s. It was pretty cool.
Let's do it again.
Yes.
All right.
I think it's an all-school reunion.
It's next year in Plainview.
Yeah, on the 5-year increments, they have an all-school reunion
in Plainview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember what dates. I think it's late July is what I think I heard.
Okay.
This coming year in 25.
So what do you?
We're hoping that with more of these podcasts and more people connecting from different classes, that we can have another NRR in Dallas. Dallas is kind of centrally located. A lot of people live in Austin, Houston. It's not that bad of a drive to come from Plainview or Lubbock or Floydada or, Lockney or wherever. And to have another big one like we had at the Gaylord, that was a lot of fun. I think there were really almost 10 years worth of classes there. 70,
Yeah, we had close to
78.
75, 80 people that night. So
Yeah.
it was pretty successful. And what was that band? They were pretty damn good. That 70s disco band. But anyway, they're a good band out of Dallas Fort Worth. They every time they play
the Eagles.
No, disco band. It's a cover. It's a cover
the
band.
Bee Gees.
Element.
The band was called La Freak.
La
Le
Freak.
Freak. Yeah, Le Freak. That's the name of the band. Yeah,
That's my next guess.
Yeah. you want me to put my wig back on for you?
There you go. Yeah.
So what are you doing to promote your reunion? And I'll start with Albert. What are you guys doing? I assume you guys have your own class page.
Yes, we do. We have our class of 84 page, and we post a lot of announcements on there. And then I believe it is supposed to be in the Plainview paper starting probably a month or two out, just letting local people know that aren't on Facebook. But we've just kind of done everything through Facebook social media since starting with the 30th, because we used to send out things through email, and then it seems like every year everybody had a different email address, so that we quit doing that. And we figured, well, okay, well, our best bet is probably social media. So then most of everything for our 30th was done through Facebook.
Okay.
All the announcements and
a fair amount of word of mouth too.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, are you PMing, contacting everybody individually? Did you guys like separate the class by alphabet? Are you guys reaching out individually? Because we did that. Our committee,
Did you have any luck from it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them told them no, go to hell. But no, I'm kidding. No, no. But
nobody told Lisa that, just you.
Yeah, true. But no, everybody, it really helped. We did a lot of things, and we may suggest to you guys in a minute. But it really does help, because you're going to get some great stories from your classmates who are excited to come, and you're going to get the ones who are on the fence. And then at that point, that's when you encourage them. And then you're going to have people are going to tell you something. You're going to go, oh, wow, really? That happened in high school? Like, you're going to get those stories, unfortunately.
Don't go out. You got to be back.
So, but the thing is,
What time you
we
back?
convinced so many people, I would say by 20 people maybe, they were on the fence, or they weren't going to come, and they end up coming, and they had the time of their life. Right, Lisa?
So we did two things that I think were very impactful. And the first one was I came home and just had something deep in my heart compelled me. I don't post
liquid courage.
I don't post anything personal on social media, and I don't like to film myself. So I just got on there and videoed myself and encouraged classmates to come, and I posted on them like, hi, you guys haven't seen me in 40 years. Let me tell you why I'm getting involved. And, we've lost a lot of friends and blah, blah, blah. And then after that, people started responding to that video. And then Michael posted a video, and he did the same thing, but then he tagged 2, 3, or 4 people. And then those people posted a video, and they tagged other people, and then this thing just blew up like that.
Yeah, we did a toast challenge, kind of like the water bucket challenge. Mm-hmm. So we would toast and say, I challenge also to do a video. It went, several people did it. It was pretty cool.
Oh, more than several. We had a lot of people that did it, and I think that really helped. And the other thing that was really helpful is, we printed out a roster of our class and divided out our class amongst our committee, and then we personally called people.
Yeah.
How did you find all the numbers?
Well, if you go to classmates.com, you can get people's information.
Okay.
And
But hey, Lisa, but tell them more in detail what you said in your video, because you really didn't have a good high school year. I mean, good high school experience.
yeah,
And she was forward with that.
Yeah, I was really honest, and I was real. My video was very emotional and very vulnerable. I shared, I didn't specify what happened to me that caused me to just leave Plainview and not want to ever go back. But I did say that that's what happened to me, and that I consciously chose to not go back to Plainview other than for my grandmother's funeral, and to not stay in touch with anybody. The only two people I've remained friends with for 40 years are Michael and Micah Weeks. And I shared that, and I said, we all have painful memories. We have experiences that maybe weren't great in high school, but as you reflect on them, you realize maybe they were traumatic. And for me, it was really cathartic to be a part of it, and to go back home and to continue this work of connecting with people. It's been very, very healing for me. And I shared this with Michael last week, that really one of the gifts that occurred in my life is that in hearing your stories and everybody that's come on this program, that all of a sudden, all these repressed good memories, which have been so overshadowed by negative memories, have started to bubble to the surface. And I'm finally starting to remember so many amazing, fun, wonderful, heartwarming things about my childhood, about growing up in Plainview, and about my classmates above, year, and below. And it's been very healing. It's been a very cathartic experience. And, if you have stories like that, be vulnerable and share with your classmates why they should come. Life is short. We're all going to have classmates that are not going to make it to the 50th reunion. We lost classmates a few weeks before and a week after our reunion last year.
Yeah, we lost 4 classmates in the 6-month period. Yeah. So right around the reunion. So guys, speak out the truth and do a video. Like Lisa said, you'd be amazed how many people are going to say, you know what, he's right, or she's right. I definitely should go and not miss this opportunity. So I wish you guys the best of luck.
Yeah, and one final thing about our reunion that happened, we had the largest turnout of any reunion for our 40th. And then the other thing that happened as a result of the videos and that sort of thing is that a lot of people who were not friends in high school became friends at the reunion. Like, they connected in a way that they'd never thought they would before. And so a lot of really good things came out of it. But I want to move on to a fun topic. I want to know what, for those of you that have attended any one of your reunions, what's a really fun or funny memory that stands out for you? And I'll start with Roy.
Wow. Well, the funniest thing for me is just walking in and people recognize you, and I just can't. I have no clue who you are. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth.
Do you guys have name tags?
People that I hadn't seen in a while, and it's always good to see Albert, and Albert always helps me out. Roy, you know who that is? Yeah, thank you, Albert.
Who are you looking forward to seeing, Roy? You haven't seen in 40 years. That may.
Wow.
You hope they will. They will attend.
Well, I mean, some of my buddies that I used to hang out with, and it's just a matter of a lot of my buddies are long gone, unfortunately. But it'd be good to see some people that I hadn't thought about. Noe Valles, I would love to see Noe.
He was mine too. I watch he has billboards all over town. He's a big trial lawyer, and I'm like, I'm gonna call Noe and say, Noe, you need to come to our reunion.
Yeah, that was one name I was thinking about, and Mike Glasgow too. So that'd be cool.
Mike would be good. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Brenda?
I think for our 30th, it was so funny. We had a good time for our 30th. And I think what was one of the funnest things was a group of people that you did not hang out with, but really connected. And everybody was running into the bathroom. It seemed like it was kind of that year of taking restroom photos. And so you would have 20 people in the restroom, all trying to get in front of the mirror and taking photos. And so I look back at those now and think, oh my goodness, we were so having such a good time. We were silly, but we were having a good time and reconnecting with people that we had not seen in 30 years. That was their first reunion. So I think I'm looking forward to that, just laughing and cutting up and reminiscing about those that aren't still here. You know, I think about our 10-year, and one of our classmates was there, and I just so enjoyed seeing him. And then he died just in the next, year or two after that. So, just never know.
Life is super short.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at our 20-year reunion, I think that was the year that we dug up the time capsule that we had buried our senior year. And in that, when I got it was one of those little tubular mailing things that I had put my items in, my mother, unbeknownst to me, had opened it and put a note in there, and she had died the year before. And so I found this note from my mom that was, very meaningful and special. I still have it. My bedside table.
Wow. What a gift.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was overwhelming for you.
It was a bit overwhelming because it was so close to the time, but yeah, it was very special.
Oh, wow, Leah Kay. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So, hey, my internet cuts out often because I live out in the country, but I'm gonna go back to Brenda and then go back to Leah Kay. Is there anyone you're looking forward that you hope to show you haven't seen in 40 years? Like I just asked Roy, and then Leah, I'll let you to answer that as well.
Oh, gracious. There's so many. Maybe Diane Barry. Haven't seen her.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see Diane. I think she's maybe in Georgia.
Last I knew, that's where she was at. Yeah.
So, and I don't think she's on social media. Jane Ellen may be able to get a hold of her or no. I think Mrs. Barry is still living.
Really?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Actually, Diane Barry was on Facebook, unless she's off of it, but I was friends with her on Facebook.
I'll have to do a little research, Mike.
Yeah, while you guys are talking, I'll look.
Okay. All right.
What about you, Leah Kay? Is there some people or someone that you're looking forward to possibly seeing?
Well, fortunately, I'm in touch with several that are here, like Liz and Craig Etheridge, and Liz Hart married Craig Etheridge, in case y'all didn't know that. Excuse me. So I see them all the time. But I'll look forward to seeing Melissa Nail and Krista K. Bennett and Nikki Harris and Cindy Trammell. I guess she left. Shelley. Lots of people that I haven't seen in a long time. Some I keep up with on Instagram, but yeah, it'll be really fun.
That's cool. What about you, Mr. Albert? Fun memory of memories.
Well, it was just hilarious. Brenda touched on it at our 30th.
You were in the bathroom too with the girls taking photos?
Well, I finally had to go in there, and it's like, we're taking a picture. I just opened the door and went in.
What's going
on? My
on?
camera, and I got all these pictures. They're all like mouth wide open, screaming. It's like, what are you doing? And I had actually lost the card where those pictures were on.
Oh.
And I recently found it when I was back home in Plainview, but I just haven't had time to upload any. But I actually found those pictures because Friday night they were in the bathroom taking selfies. Then they're at the country club taking selfies, and it's like, okay, we're gonna take our class picture, and it's like, get everybody together. And of course, they were all in the bathroom taking their selfies, and it's like I just opened the door, barged in, and told them, okay, I need to get out. And it was just hilarious to see them, everything they were doing.
You do need to post those on our Facebook page.
Absolutely. So what about classmates that you haven't seen in a long time that you're hoping they'll attend?
Really, the thing that I've always enjoyed at our reunions, I always end up spending time with people that I really didn't even know in high school. And
Absolutely.
you just get to know them, and next thing you know, you're out somewhere, you go to somebody's place and it's 3, 4 in the morning and you're talking, and it's like, hey, that was the best thing. Especially our 30-year reunion uh, with Doug Perry. Me and him, we just went out and talked, and then next thing you know, Robert Pardo showed up, and we were up at somebody's house till 4 in the morning talking, and it was just the best time.
Wasn't that Donna Sanderson's
There you
house?
go. Yes.
Yes. Yes. I slept
Were
on the
you
couch that night.
were you there too, Brenda?
I slept on the couch.
In the bathroom.
No, I didn't sleep on the bathroom. I slept on the couch.
Taking pictures.
Oh,
That's cool. What about
and
you, Brent?
Probably I like my mom loves my class, I think, more than I do sometimes. She loves seeing everybody. And so she's come to a couple of the informal luncheons and stuff. And she's, I think, loves seeing everybody and seeing how much joy she gets out of it has been a real pleasure. And she's still with me. So it's nice. So I expect her to be at one of these luncheons or afternoon things or something. I was trying to think. Roy and Albert, and there's a bunch of us. We were the uncool. We didn't go eat out for lunch. We always ate in the cafeteria, and we had our nights of the round table. Was Mike Northrup? I think that's one I haven't seen in a long time.
That's a name I thought about. Yeah, Mike is somebody I haven't seen in a while.
I saw his name. He's still the mile record holder. I saw his name on some record deal a year or two ago.
Yes.
That's cool.
Maybe he'll be there.
Records from high school?
Yeah. He did. One of our classmates, not me. Roy may. I was not. Roy probably had some records.
No, no, unfortunately, I didn't.
Wow.
So that's cool, guys. What else? What we have for them, Lisa?
Well, I don't want to linger on this too long because I wanted to keep it upbeat, but I think we'd be remiss to not talk about your classmates that are no longer with us. What do y'all plan to do, or do you plan to do anything to memorialize them or to remember them?
You want to take this effort?
That's Leah Kay. That's Leah Kay. She volunteered.
So
Start, and I'll go.
There are 46, right?
Yes.
That we lost.
Wow.
I was completely shocked.
Wow.
When I saw that list. So we're making a big board. That's too many to do a table with, memorials for all of them. So we're going to have all of their names on a board, on an easel at the door when you go in on Saturday night with flowers and all the things around it. So hopefully it'll draw attention to it so people will stop and remember and think about it.
That's wonderful. I mean, it's definitely important to remember our classmates, even if we weren't friends with them or don't remember them. But,
sure.
I think that's just important to recognize them and to honor them that way. We had a table and we ran out of space because we had a lot of classmates. I don't remember the number though. Do you, Michael?
It was high 40s, maybe low 50s. It was quite a bit.
We ended up having to get a much larger table than anticipated because we actually printed their high school photos and put them in a frame with their name on it.
Okay, maybe we need to rethink ours.
Yeah, because a lot of times people won't remember a name, won't put a face with the name. Yeah, and so we wanted to put their high school photos up, and it was small, really small picture frame, so that we could fit them on the table. And I will tell you, everybody that came to the reunion spent a lot of time at that memorial table, and they were very glad that we did it that way.
I'm glad you told me that. That's a great idea, and I've got all the yearbooks, so I can certainly make that.
Well, I do want to. I remember something we did, Michael. We didn't talk about that. One of our classmates has. It's not a photo booth. It's like a photo machine where you set a timer and it takes a whole bunch of photos, and then you log on. It's got a QR code, and you upload the photos. That was so much fun, and we had like props, like hat, that sort of thing, and that was a lot of fun. So instead of the selfies in the bathroom,
y'all recognize that girl? She went. She was a class of '84.
I can't see it.
Too dark.
It's too dark.
I'm kidding. She's my girlfriend.
We can't see.
Yeah, well, I'm just kidding. She's not from '84. But yeah, that went well. I mean, everybody was hanging out at that photo booth. So there's tons of, and once you get that QR code, you'll be able to see all the photos, not just yours, but everyone that took pictures that night.
So much fun. So much fun. And that, that's a great idea. Maybe after the show, Michael, you can send the contact.
Yeah. Send it to me. I think I'm in charge of photography. So I was going to do, there's a lady in Plainview that does it. And she does it with an iPad, but something like that that's not manned, that we could just do the QR code would be great.
Yeah, it's just a little machine with a camera. And it's got a computer on it. And you just tap, and it tells you when to start. You get into place, and it counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you start all your posing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is called West Texas Selfie. Is who I was going to contact, Michael. It may be the same one y'all used.
It's Peter Vera's wife.
Oh, okay. What's her first name?
Sandra.
Gracie.
Sandra. Yeah.
Sandra. Gracie's sister-in-law. Yeah. Sandra.
Yeah, she owns it. So I think she charges like $200-300 for it.
Okay.
It was well worth it. Trust me.
Jerry's in our class. That'd be his sister-in-law. So maybe they'll give us a good deal.
I'll get Jerry in.
That was the good deal.
Yeah.
So tell you something that we had a band that showed up, and it was a Deaf Haggard. They sang Photograph, and they rocked the house down. So I don't know if you guys, surprised you guys hadn't heard that. So it's actually, I got Lisa, Andrew Dunlap, Gwyneth Dunlap, and Sean Foley. We went into a room at the country club. We put our leather pants, that wig I had on a while ago, and we went out there and lip sync for Photograph. And Lisa was our drummer. And of course, she had her arm inside the shirt, just hanging with one arm. So it was a fun time, and people enjoyed it.
So are you guys available to play for our reunion?
There you go. Hey, for $300, we'll be there. and airfare.
Gosh, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then I better not mention. Yeah, one of our classmates, her husband was like, "Why is she playing with one arm?" He didn't realize about Rick Allen losing his arm back in the '80s.
Yeah.
But it was a fun time. So guys, I hope you guys have it successful. But you're gonna have to put the work in it. You really, really do. I mean, I said, don't be afraid to just reach out to people via so Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, and convince them, especially the ones that are on the fence or don't even come. Make that a challenge to get them to come.
Yeah.
So, and what else did we do, Lisa? We did a group Zoom with the committee and said why we filmed why it was important to us to be on the committee and why we're attending. So we did that. And
we've already done that now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
We just use you.
No, you guys got to do your own. But you guys are welcome to share this on your. I recommend it sharing on your class page.
During the Saturday night event at the country club, we did a live Zoom and we kept it open. And so for people that couldn't, had a computer and we had it projected up on a screen so that people could log on and say hi, even though they couldn't attend. And we had that on live the whole night.
Oh, that's cool.
A lot of people.
So quite a few people logged in. The mistake that I made, Trevina and I were setting it up, is that we set it up on the other side of the dance floor and all the people were sitting over here. In retrospect, we should have put the computer and camera where everyone was sitting, at one of the tables where everyone was sitting, so that people could engage more. It was too far away, and so they couldn't see their classmates. Anyway, we didn't think it through, and now you can do it better. That was a really fun thing. So many people had planned to come, and at last minute something happened and they couldn't, and they were really, really bummed. And so we just posted a Zoom link on our Facebook page, and then they could log in whenever they wanted to. And I would make an announcement on the microphone that, so and so is now on Zoom, and people could come and say hi to them.
Wow, that's a great idea.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
well, guys,
go ahead, Michael.
No, let's talk about high school now.
Yeah.
Back 40 years ago. So, you guys remember The Breakfast Club?
The movie?
The movie, The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Remember there was a hoodlum, a brainiac, an athlete, a schizo, and a princess. Albert, which ones were you? Hopefully not the princess, but
honestly, I've never seen the movie.
Oh my God!
I couldn't tell you.
Well, there was a nerd, and then an athlete.
Not the athlete. So
okay. Well, what were your activities in high school? What you were in, besides band? I knew you were in band. What else did you do back in high school?
That was my main activity was band. So
band.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Brent? Athlete, of course.
I kind of did everything. I mean, I did athletics. I did ag. Raised pigs. The books were always good. I just kind of did a little of everything. I liked all of it. So I don't know what that makes me. I never saw the movie either.
Oh wow, guys! You guys got to get out.
We're bad on pop culture.
You got to get out more, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to give you my what do you call it? My Netflix account, so you can go watch it.
Netflix password, okay.
I've never even seen Star Wars.
Oh wow.
Oh,
I have seen Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Leah?
I told my husband a little while ago that was one of the questions, and I said, I've never seen that movie. And he said, you can't on the live podcast. Thank you guys for joining me.
At 40 years in, you might as well be honest, right? I'm just boring.
Roy and Brenda, please tell me you guys.
Well, I'll actually say this. I saw the movie about 3 years ago, so that was the first time I saw it. And and actually, I hate to say, you probably don't know this, but since I think you're in Hempstead, right?
Yes.
I was when you said Breakfast Club, there's a place that I always love to eat in Houston that's called the Breakfast Club. So that was the wonderful chicken and waffles. Ooh. So hey, good place.
Where is it?
It's in off of it's downtown over by actually not too far from 4th Ward.
Okay.
Over by 59. It's a good place. It's highly recommended.
Cool.
It's a long line, so you have to be ready, but it's good.
I'm surprised they didn't get sued by the Hughes family.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? But no, I was the part of I saw with it. I'll probably be the janitor Carl.
Oh shit! Custodian engineer. Oh, you guys got to watch it, guys. You have to. It's a great movie. Classic. Brenda.
Yeah, it is cult classic. Gosh, I would have said my first 2 years of high school, I would be the nerd. But my last 2 years, I was probably, a little bit wilder and gotten a little bit more trouble. So I probably was a blend of a couple of the characters.
So what did you?
A good question, Brenda. So tell us about getting in trouble in high school.
Well, I just got out of band and I needed that structure and I started working because, I didn't feel like we had a lot of money, and my parents said, basically, if you want a car, then you're going to have to buy it yourself. So I chose to get in DE, distributive education, so I could get a job and purchase a car because there was no other way I was getting a car. And so I went to work, when I was 15. And so that gave me, I had a car and money and no band, no structured activity. So yeah, I probably was a little bit wild.
Well, did you find yourself northwest of Plainview quite a bit 40
Oh,
miles from there?
at Nazareth. Oh my goodness. Y'all may not remember this, but my dad was with the sheriff's department for almost 40 years. Well, the police department and the sheriff's department. And so I was always in fear that my dad would find out that I had done something wrong. And actually, one night, gosh, I was probably a sophomore or junior, I got caught parking. And the deputy, he was a sheriff's deputy, he said, well, I know who you are, Miss Sims. And if you'll go right home, I won't tell your dad that I left you out parking. I went straight home and I went in like this, thinking he already knows, what's going on. But
Did they lock up the boy?
he did not. He did not. And to my knowledge, my dad never did find out.
Well, he's gonna, well, if he's still alive, he's gonna find out now.
No, he's not. So, but anyway.
What kind of car did you buy?
Oh, I had a Chevy Monza, and roll down the windows, and of course, everything right at that point in our time was about the music. And so my dad helped me change out the speakers and put in some really big speakers in the back, change out the radio and put in some speakers. And, we had the little cassette player, and you had to drive fast to turn the little vents on at the bottom because there was no air conditioning. And so we would go up and down, Fifth Street, going pretty fast so that we could get some of the airflow and kind of keep it cool.
Who'd you hang out with back in high school? Say your senior year.
Oh gosh, Jane Ellen Taylor, Diane Barry, Sherry Stair, Lamont Harper, Greg Forbes, some of that crew.
Okay, and I think Jane Ellen still lives here in the Houston area.
She does.
I think she still lives in Katy.
She's in Katy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We met up a few times way back when, and so she's pretty cool. Roy, what did you drive in high school, and who did you hang out with, man?
I didn't drive anything.
Did you get that gold Trans Am like that dude from SMU?
Eric Dickinson?
Yeah, no. Eric, did you get one of those?
No, I didn't. No, high school I've hung out with actually Albert and Brent both the time, but my crew was actually Randy Williams, Kirk Hill, and James Black, and Lee Jones, Moses, Castillo, David Perez, Eric Nash, Pat Marshall. Those are my people.
Hell, you just named 4 people that have passed. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So those are people I hung out with, and Mike Northrup and Mikey Baker. So it was a good group, but I didn't get a car till I went to college. So yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story about David Perez. Andrew and I would go, started, I think, our sophomore, junior year. We go out in the country with spotlights and shoot rabbits, cottontails, or jacks with our 22s. And David started coming with us, and he had my shotgun in the back seat. And this is like around, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. He's asking me, "Hey, is this shotgun in safety?" Because it should be. Boom! He shot a hole in Andrew's side of his car. I mean, luckily he had that barrel pointed at one of our heads. I mean, I was like, dude, you say it was on safety, but I said, yeah, you wouldn't check it inside of a damn car, man. So, man, rest in peace. He was a good guy.
He was.
Albert, what did you drive a Nova?
No, same as Roy. I didn't have a car till I went to college. So
okay. And besides Brent and Roy, who else did you hang out with?
Mike Vasquez and Ralph Aguilera.
I forgot about Ralph.
Ralph. Yeah.
And then from the class below us, Richard Center, we would always go out for lunch. We'd go out and grab lunch at least once or twice a week.
I didn't know you hung out with him.
So
that's funny.
Yeah.
What bus did you rode in when we just go out of town and for the football games? Do you remember?
1, 2, and 3.
3, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get a group of people from bus 3, the Chicanos, because I know those guys will have a lot of stories to share. Maybe not be G-rated, but I would love to get a few of those. But that's cool. Brent, I think you told us in one of the show you had a pickup truck.
Yeah, the old blue pickup.
Blue.
Everybody remembers that. Yeah, old blue.
And you had
Besides
it for a
bus
very long time.
26, I rode the school bus to school till I was in ninth grade. So the yellow
Okay.
dog, as
All
Coach
right.
Gill would say.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
who were the other
that,
classmates that you hang out with?
I hung out with Richardson. He and I grew up together at church, so I didn't know that he and Albert did. I was actually at his house a couple of weeks ago. He lives in Spring Lake, or Earth, actually. So the little towns. But the same group that Roy did. I mean, it was the football players and the ag people.
Yeah.
Steve George, I ran around with him quite a bit. B. Terrell. But
That's
haven't
cool.
really seen a lot of those guys in a long time. So yeah, it'd be when I saw B a couple of weeks ago. That's the first time I'd seen him since he graduated high school. So for 41 years, I hadn't seen him.
Yeah.
So that was pretty neat.
Steve, are you guys in contact with Steve? Because I think he lives here in Houston, I believe.
He lives in Spring. I saw
Spring.
Steve. We used to get together for lunch, and we hadn't did it this year, but I need to call him, let him know. I let him know some of the news. But yeah, his son plays baseball for Klein Oak, so I was intending to watch a game for him. But yeah, I see Steve at least once or twice a year.
Yeah, please. Cause I was talking to Robert Braddock last night. I would love to do a show with him and some of the opposing players that we played, and hear their perspective when they played us. And he's told me that Steve George is in contact, of course, with a lot of the Hereford guys and Monterey and Coronado. So yeah, if you got his number, I would love to have it. I'd like to reach out to him. Maybe we can grab some lunch at that breakfast club.
Be great. It'd be good, man. That's good.
I'll make the drive. Miss Leah Kay, what vehicle did you drive?
Oh, I had a Chevrolet Citation, two-tone, really sharp. It was awesome. And Lisa and I rode the minibus to all the football games. And that was where all the fun happened. The cheerleaders were on the little. Every time I see a little minibus, it takes me back. So that was a lot of fun.
Yes, we rode that little short bus. Remember, we would do our makeup and change in there and have curlers. And I always remember you in curlers.
Yeah.
Yep. Get that big 80s hair poofed up.
Yes, you still have fabulous hair. Yeah, those were fun times.
We did a show last week with the 82 cheerleaders with Mona Bryant, Dinah Hayes, and Tanya. Tanya Long. Tanya Long. Yeah, Tanya Long. So
I'll have to go back and watch that.
That was and then it's on Facebook, but also I have a YouTube channel that I publish on. So I can send the link to that so you can go directly to the videos. But who did you hang out with?
Well, I was just going to ask Lisa, are you in touch with Rosa or Crystal? Or
I'm in touch with Rosa. I have not been in touch with Crystal, but I was just telling Michael that Crystal just reached out to me to friend me on Facebook.
Oh, good.
Rosa and I reconnected at our reunion, and we've stayed in touch, and hope to chat with her soon. And that's it. I really haven't been in touch with anybody else. It was so fun to connect with the girls ahead of me of my first year of varsity. We had some fun times.
Yeah, we did too. Your second year of varsity, we had a lot of fun then too.
Yes, we did. We sure did. We were talking about, remember the baby doll uniforms?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Those were hideous.
We had them my first year, and then also the second year we wore those little baby doll things to camp.
I remember. Those
I
are
think
terrible.
you need to wear that to the reunion because I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I burned that.
Yes, for sure. Michael went somewhere. There you are.
Hey, sorry. It's my internet out here. Lost my connection. Love satellite internet. Love it.
I want to ask you, what is one of your favorite or standout memories from high school? I'll start with Albert.
Wow.
It was on the questions. It was on the list of questions.
Yeah.
A memory with a classmate, a memorable something about with a teacher or an event? I mean, just something that you look back on and you think, wow, that was really amazing, or, a standout memory for you.
It always goes back to band. Probably a memory that I have, it was my first year in O.T. Ryan's band, in his top band, and I ended up sitting next to Jeannie Hogue. And that was like the first time that I had actually ever heard what a bassoon is supposed to sound like. And we were playing, and I just quit playing. I put my horn down, and I was like, wow, this is like heavenly. And then it was like, oh God, he's gonna look at me, and then he's gonna cut the band off, and he's gonna gripe me. I was like, why aren't you playing? But he didn't see me. But that was just something that I always remember, that it was the first time that I ever heard, found out what a bassoon was supposed to sound like, and that memory just always stands out.
That's cool.
That's very cool. Well, I'm going to ask you another part to that question. So, how did O.T. Ryan impact your life?
Oh, I mean, he was just the ultimate teacher, human to me. I was scared, as a lot of people were, my first year, but then I just got to know him. I loved everything about him, everything that he stood for, the way he pushed us. But it really, after, you know, being finished with college and everything, that I really got to know him, that I mean, I just he became so important to me, because I would always see him usually at the post office, or he would volunteer at the hospital, and I was there a lot, my when my mom had a lot of health problems. So when I would always see him around town, and his way, his mannerisms, he'd go, well, how are you doing? And he'd ask me how I was doing, how my mom was doing, but he always wanted to make sure that I was doing good, because I was her primary caregiver. But he always checked on me to make sure that I was doing well, and wasn't too stressed over it. So that just made a huge impact on me, that after all these years, that he still cared even more than what he did when we were his students. And I knew he did care. And I mean, it's like, wow, he remembers all this, and he just cared all these years. So
That's
Cool.
wonderful.
Did he encourage you to play tech, or is it something you already decided to do?
uh actually, him and coach encouraged me. It was more coach. But
Okay.
yeah, and he'd always just, check to see how I was enjoying it. And while I was at Tech, we'd always work the band contest. So he would, you know, get there and talk to me and everything, ask me how, classes, everything was going. So it was just always wonderful. And, the level of concern and care that he showed. So
Cool.
somebody very special to me.
Nice. Okay. Lisa?
Who's next? Who wants to answer that question next?
Roy.
Well, I look back and it's kind of funny is that high school I have a lot of memories, but a lot of times I took something from each coach that had coached me, and it was kind of funny looking through it. Coach Sherwood is someone that always, I wouldn't say was always with me, but he always made sure that I was okay. And then Coach Parr was the one that finally said, Roy, if you want to go to school, you can get it paid for if you play. So I finally agreed to it. And after that, I went on quite a few visits. But Coach Parr is what I owe a lot of information for, and his sons, because actually one of his sons took my son in college on a JC transfer. And that really helped me. But I looked through all these coaches. Coach Tone, I remember he used to say like Sunday on the farm. And then one of the biggest things I used to say, Sunday on the farm, and Sunday was the hardest day of the work then. But Coach Bill and Coach Hamrick and Coach Moore and Benny Weatherspoon was a good somebody good that I looked up to. And you just kind of take the little bits and pieces here and there, but a lot of times is going to a big city. With Coach Sherwood, he was pretty well known. So a lot of this really helped me when I was in college at playing at Rice. So it was a good thing, good experience because.
Darn.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
big
good.
City, the big city
Did we
internet.
freeze? Okay.
It's got to be Burl that screwed up the our towers here.
Oh yeah. Hopefully you got power, but definitely when you live in Houston, you better be prepared.
Oh yeah, always, always. But that's cool. But any nice memory about one of the coaches or maybe one of the games?
I'm trying to think. One of the most memorable games is I guess Hereford more than anything. I'm trying to think. Well, we beat them in my senior year, but my junior year we lost in Hereford, I guess, on a pass that I still remember the play where they did I think they threw a deep bomb and beat one of our corners. I ain't no name nobody, but
I know the name.
but that was
After he had been not on the team for like a week, right? Or two.
right. So that would hurt, but hey, it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, Brent, what about you, man?
I'm going to go back to our baseball story. Beating Monterey in the doubleheader.
Great. Yeah.
And then beat them for the district championship that one year, making the playoffs for the first time. That was fun.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever get to be the first one again. So that's nice.
See, Kevin Mosley reminded me we 10-run rolled them. I forgot about that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we 10-run rolled them the first game, and one of the two games, and I think the second one was a lot closer. But
I'll bring on my books. I was telling you, my mom's got like 5 binders full of all the newspaper articles from junior high all the way up with all the stuff. So you have to ignore my name being highlighted, but there's a lot of fun stuff to go back there. It was my mother.
Yeah, sure it was. Sure it was, Brent. Yeah.
But I'm like Roy. Coach John Hill that's one. He and I were kind of like, I don't know which oil and water. We either were loving each other or hating each other. We would both shake our heads about each other, and Roy can laugh about that.
Oh yeah, he used to get on me. He could be your worst enemy 1 minute, the next minute he could be one of the best people you know.
Yeah, that's right. And Miss Barry, that was my math teacher way back when. Diane's mom, she was a big influence for me going through school, even in college. I remember pulling out hers and Miss Baucom's spirals that I kept, and that's the only thing that got me through my first math classes.
I did too.
Well, you say that is I remember Miss Young. I remember her in English where, hey, when you got to the door, you better turn your paper in or you were in trouble.
Yeah.
See, everybody was afraid of her, but when I had her my senior year,
she was nice to me.
She was nice to me. Shit.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
She knew my aunt. I think that's why she and my aunt were classmates. So maybe that gave me a pass or something.
Maybe the edge to not get in so much trouble.
Yeah. Well, I was able to dance with her years later at Midnight Rodeo in Lubbock. She showed up and like, hey, Mrs. Young, and we danced a couple of songs. And that was it.
I bet she didn't want you to call her that.
So I mentioned the story already once, so we're good. But Leah Kay, what about you? Come on, give us a good story from Plainview.
I have a funny story about Coach Spoon. He took piano lessons from my mother and me, and I remember him coming over to our house, and the first thing I think about is him sitting there at our piano, and his fingers were so big, and he could barely just hit one key because his fingers were so big. And he came in for a lesson, and I'm sitting there, and he's the big coach and I'm the little cheerleader, and he hadn't practiced. And I said, Coach Spoon, did you practice at all this week? He said, no. And I said, and what would you tell one of your players if they came in and they didn't practice? I can't believe that I had the gumption to say that to
The
him.
guilt tripper, yeah.
He hung his head. He was so sorry. I don't know if he ever learned to play, but we did our best.
That's nice. Cool.
And most of my great memories are from choir and cheerleading and, all those great relationships and fun trips and all that stuff. So,
well, can you tell us a cool football story while cheering?
Lisa, help me out.
No, this is your show. We'll come back to you, Brenda. We'll come back to you. Okay. What about? Tell us some wild stories you had in that new vehicle of yours with all that money you had in your pocket.
Oh, that's right. My car payment was $138 a month. I can still remember.
Wow.
Hey, Brenda, while you're thinking about a story, I want to know what music you were listening to in that car.
Well, it was rock, Van Halen and Leonard Skinner and Tom Petty and Rush, and that's what my one of my favorite memories of high school was all the concerts that we would go to in Lubbock, and we would have 6 people in that little car. When y'all were talking about Mona Bryant's, was hers a 280ZX?
Yeah.
And how many cheerleaders y'all got in there? I mean, we would have 6 people. We had somebody in the hatchback, and then 3 people in the back, and 1 in the front, and maybe somebody sitting on the console. And we'd go to those concerts, and they were like $10. And then you could get a T-shirt, and everybody would wear them the next day. They'd all know where you'd been the night before. Was at the Coliseum in Lubbock, seeing those.
So what was your first concert? Do you remember?
I don't. It was probably Def Leppard, maybe Kiss, maybe ZZ Top. Yeah.
They all came to Lubbock? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mother didn't let you go to those.
No. Mine
did. You see, went to Donnie Marie? Dosman's?
Yeah, I love Lubbock.
I went to Donnie Marie.
I can see the lighters going up.
How about George Strait in Plainview though? That was probably the all-time greatest.
When did he come?
1983.
Really?
June of 83.
At the rodeo, Bar None Rodeo?
No, at Hutcherson Auditorium, Hutcherson Gymnasium. Yeah.
Well, he was
really
nobody back then.
Yeah, $5.
Damn.
Yep.
I vaguely remember that my brother was.
And it was about 105 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Leah Kay, who was a teacher that had an impact on you, or that was your favorite teacher in high school?
I have to say, because I saw her not long ago, Jana Mapp.
Oh yeah, I loved her.
Loved her, and she was just, more than a teacher to us. She was a friend, a confidant, and supporter, cheerleader to the cheerleaders. I loved her still.
That's wonderful. What about you, Brenda? You have a teacher that left an indelible imprint on you, or?
Y'all were talking about Mrs. Buchanan on another show, and I mean, she was cool, calm. I learned so much in her class. I didn't care for it, but I learned a lot. And Lisa Kirsch, she was one of ours. Charles C. Dixon. I loved our sponsors. Mr. Wood. Was it Coach Smith? Who was it? Our senior year. Starkey. Was Starkey one of them?
Starkey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had 3 deans in 3 years. They kind of kept moving around on us.
Mm-hmm. I liked Mr. McBee. I never did have him, but he had gone to school with Brent's dad and my mom. So Brent's dad and my mom went to school together. Then Brent and I went to school together. And then our oldest kids went to school together. And so he was always very kind to me because of my mother. So I never was crazy.
Wow, generations. That's really unbelievable.
Yeah.
Y'all should have done a group photo.
We should, yeah.
I mean, that's a story that should have come out in the paper. 3 generations of friends.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah, I remember I ran into Mr. McBee at a soccer game here in Houston.
Oh, really?
So you never know who you run into.
When was this? What year?
And this had to be about 2004 or five, something like that.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Did he recognize you, Roy?
Yes, he
Did he?
did.
So did he recognize you walking away? Like, yeah, I got a paddle on that ass.
You never got in trouble, Roy. He didn't ever get you, did
One
he?
of my favorites was Mr. Howard. I don't know if anybody remember him. David Howard.
Great.
Well,
Great.
he was our homeroom. Well, you're in his homeroom too, weren't you, that year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was. Learned to
Yeah,
play chess and everything.
I like Mr. Howard. He was a cool teacher. Brenda?
Well, I was going to ask about Mr. Howard. What was the thing called? The spectrometer or whatever that you put your
Oh
hair
yeah,
in?
yeah.
The
The
shower
Bandograph
That was
machine.
awesome.
Bandograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we made the astronomy charts. And,
Mhm.
we did have a lot of cool experiments in
Yeah.
sixth grade.
I
We
learned how
done
to play chess in his
wild
class.
Yeah.
That's what I
He-
learned too.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
taught everybody how to play chess, which it was pretty cool. Albert, besides OT,
Mr. Howard, I mean, I just enjoyed every bit of his class, all the different things. And I I mean, I just was never, I don't know, a big science guy, but he just made it so much fun, going outside, doing the rockets, the thing where we all touch fingers and the spark would go through around the room. And I mean, he just made it so much fun and interesting. And then I'd always see him around town, when he was out um, doing all the photography that he did at certain events, so it was always good to talk to him and catch up with him. So he's another one that his class I enjoyed greatly.
yeah, I think also in his class, if I recall, we got a helium balloon, and we put a index card. We put our address and a return stamp, and we put it in a like a sandwich bag, and we let him go. And I
Yes.
think in our class, only one person got one back, returned back. Did he? I assume he did that with you guys too.
Yes.
I've
Yeah,
forgotten that.
Yeah.
yeah, right. All right, so
Y'all remember Mr. George? Wasn't he our seventh grade history teacher?
Texas
He
history.
was the best.
He
I
I didn't
was.
loved
have him.
why was he the best, Leah Kay?
because I have so much respect for him. He on day one, I literally walked out of there in tears because I thought this is the meanest person I've ever encountered. I was scared to death of him. But he was just getting his bluff in on us. And then he was a rock star.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we all loved him.
Mhm.
So how
Albert,
did
did you know that?
how did
Did
you
you know that
know
was
him?
Richard Center's cousin?
Yes.
I
No,
didn't know that.
Yeah, and Mr. George, he had that room up in the old Coronado that didn't get any heat, so we were always freezing in the winter. 'Cause it was like,
I
I don't
remember
know
the
how
roof.
they built that room, and it was freezing in there all the time.
So Leah Kay, I want to go back to you recalling that memory. Did he know that you cried?
No, I don't think so. I probably told him later that I was really scared of him at the beginning.
Oh, and so where did the leap go from you being terrified of him to you loving him? Like, what did he do? What did he do the next day or that week to redeem himself that gave you a different perception of him?
I really don't remember. I just remember that first impression and how wrong it was. But I mean, I thought it was brilliant of him because nobody was going to act up in there after all that he said, and then
And he
he ended
slammed
up
the
being a
paddle
really
on the
fun.
desk.
He just ended up being a really fun and good teacher. So,
Well, speaking of paddle, I'll start with you, Leah Kay. Did you ever receive any licks in your middle school or high school? No way.
yes, I did.
And by
On
whom?
purpose because you knew that.
No, no. By whom and what did you do?
So it was my freshman or sophomore year, I think. And Mr. Wood He was our dean, and he was also my biology teacher, and he loved me. I mean, we were tight, but he had a absolute no gum chewing rule in his class. And I had just come out of a class where you could chew gum. And so I was still chewing gum in there. And he tried like 3 times during the class to get my attention so that he could, tell me to get rid of it before he had to get me in trouble. And I never picked up on it. So by the end of class, he called me out and he said, licks or D-Hall. And I'm like, I don't have time for D-Hall. So licks it is.
How many did you get?
I think it was 2.
Two.
So I went in, and you think about this now, like they could never do this, because I went in the next morning and I wore a football jersey, Dean's football jersey, and had it all rolled up so that it wouldn't hurt. and I mean, so I went in there and he gave me 2 licks. It kind of hurt, but he was going easy. So
Did
I
Mona?
felt so sorry for him. It really did hurt him more than it did me. So
I bet. Did Mona Bryant tell us the same thing? She got her legs because she was chewing gum in a class that you weren't supposed to, and they gave her the option. I
I
forgot.
don't know, but that makes me feel better knowing that happened to Mona too.
Yeah, I think it was her. That identical. So, okay, is that the only time?
Yes, that's the only time. Thank
All right, we'll make sure they'll have plenty of chewing gum at the reunion for you. Brenda, yeah, I bet you never received.
I didn't. No, I was too scared of my dad. So no, I never did.
Did you get any? Did you ever close? Did they give you an option and you chose?
No.
Never.
Never.
Uh-huh.
Never got in trouble at school.
I bet. Mm-hmm. Well, Brent, I think you told us that you did.
Yeah, Coach Upchurch. Y'all remember him in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Russell
What did
Horan
you
and I
do?
were having a wrestling match before class in Miss Glazier's class. We were just messing around. And so she got him to do it for her.
Yeah.
And he loved every minute of it.
And that was the only time?
That was the only time. I was scared of my
Albert.
dad too.
Albert, did OT come on? OT had to spank.
Okay, first year I got him was 3rd grade at Edgemere, Mrs. Howell, because they had said, okay, you can go outside in the playground, but there was a section, I guess it was facing north, maybe, that it was covered with ice, but y'all need to stay off the ice. So we were all just skating on the ice, and they went out there and got us, and we all got a lick. Then next time was 8th grade, Mr. Giddens. If you would leave your folder out, he would give you a swat to get it back. And it was always just, a little tap. But I mean, he just lit into me. Didn't hurt. Just 'cause it's like, wow, I never thought I'd get to do this. So he just lit me up. And then my senior year, from Coach Killian, it was during stage band. We decided, God, we don't want to play today. So we went upstairs and hid. Everybody hid in the big practice room. And there was only one person down set up for a band. And he went up there and he knocked on the door with the paddle. He goes, oh, say, I don't want to play. Okay. And so it's like he opened the door and it's like, and he stood there at the door. It's like, before you can go down the stairs, you're going to get your licks, and then go get your horn out and set up. So, everybody that was in stage band, except for one person, we all got licks there. So,
did you listen to the 84 one with Coach Killian, that podcast?
Yes, part of it.
Yeah, because I mean, Coach said that, he's never given licks. And OT says, oh, by the way, you got to give. It was 2 cheerleaders. I forgot who they were, but he goes, no, you're gonna have to give them licks. Do I really have? Yes, that's part of it. So he had to give 2 cheerleaders licks. So Roy,
I'm sorry, that it was Carol Thorne's idea for us to go up in the practice room. It's like, let's not play today. And I thought, wow, this is coming from Carol. Okay. So
it must be fun. Yeah.
There we go.
I bet the coach was tired after that.
He was.
Roy?
Got some licks for Coach Upchurch. I think I was doing something and I wasn't in the right line, I think, in gym, so I had to get some licks. But then I think I got some also I remember back from who was the shop teacher in the 7th grade? What was his name?
Was that
Griffin.
Griffin?
Griffith. Yeah, I got that. I didn't turn in an assignment on time on that, so I got a lick on that. But the other time is I didn't get licks, but I got in trouble. I remember this was with Carol Horn. We were in
The instigator.
we were in a math class, and I think her name was Miss Clark. She was
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah,
geometry,
yeah,
geometry.
geometry, yeah. And so we got to acting up, and I remember it was quite a few of Steve George and myself and Carol and a couple other people. And then Miss Clark got upset, and she went and got Mr. George, and he came in, and he told us to all sit down and shut up and be quiet, and it was a funny deal. And I got in trouble at home, so that was the real problem there. But yeah, I remember that episode. I felt bad for doing that, but hey, we had a good time.
So
That's
you got
cool.
home, is that because they called your mother?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then see, my mom that was fine, but I didn't want to have to deal with my dad on that. So that's a big no-no.
Well, where did you guys hang out back, on the weekends? Brenda, of course, we know you went down, you drove on Fifth Street and listened to music. And was there anything else you did? I mean, besides parking.
Oh yes, parking. Went out to what was the place out south of town, and you go out there and look for the
Goatman.
Goatman. Yes.
The tanks, the grain storage tanks.
Yes.
Yeah, that was down the road from my house where my mom still lives, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
had the fun park, and then you had the
Space station.
The
space station. Yes.
Yeah. You turn around at the Spud Nut shop or through Mr. Burger, and Gibson's and Howard's had kind of, that started dissipating probably when we were freshmen or sophomores, where we couldn't gather there. Seemed like.
Well, it came back because Mark Moore gathered there for a lot of years after that.
Leah Kay, what did you do for fun on the weekends?
I mean, same places, I guess, and
Okay.
then just for friends' houses, but Fifth Street for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody in agreement? Albert, same thing? You guys didn't do anything crazy? I mean,
I was afraid of
no.
my parents and afraid of the coaches, and I was too afraid of everybody.
Me too.
Yeah.
Same here. Terrified.
Well,
That's probably why my mother likes my class, because everybody was afraid. My sister's class, not so much.
I do want to say, I remember, obviously, I'm friends with a lot of y'all in school, but y'all had a really, a very tame class. Y'all did not have a lot of rebels in your class. I think even in our class, we didn't have that many. That was more our upperclassmen, like the class of 81. And y'all had a very, very tame class. Like
one of our classmates' dad was the principal, obviously. Another classmate, their dad was the 8th-grade principal. It's like we were all trained from an early age.
Jeez. And if I remember, Steve George should have graduated with us, because I think he was held back in Hartford.
That's what we always told him he was older than Methuselah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the class
he was
of
19. He was 19 when he graduated high school.
Yeah, a class of 82, Hartford, they had 5 or 6 19-year-olds that they held back in middle school. Yeah. And Steve was one of them. He should have graduated with us, Lisa.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. So who is anybody in this group turned 59 yet?
I got a few more months.
I got a couple more months too.
Yeah, you're a little older than me, so you'll get it first.
So you got September babies?
Roy,
I'm September.
I'm December.
September what,
September.
Roy?
I'm
8th.
January. I'm
8th.
really supposed to be in the class.
Oh,
Leah Kay,
Mm-hmm.
what did you say?
I'm a year younger than my class. I should have been in the class behind.
Same here.
So
Same.
No wonder
not
you
at the
look so
reunion
young.
when you're, the youngest.
I look old because I'll be 60 in 2 months.
Whew.
Uh,
30 of our classmates have already turned 60, and I just turned 59.
and see, and Andrew turns 59 in a couple of weeks, Dunlap, and then David Hippolito doesn't turn 59 till like September 30th.
Yeah,
So
they were
he's
always playing summer baseball with our age group
Yeah.
because their birthdays were really, they were young.
Yes. So let me ask you guys this: if you can go back in time, back to your senior year, what would you have done different in a situation that you could remember, or what would you have done different? Just anything. Brent, if you can go back in time, was there a play in football or baseball that
I, I would have been more vocal to Coach Sherwood not to play the guy that Roy was talking about that we're not gonna, whose name shall go unnamed because that was a heartbreaker. We had 6 guys off of that team that went to the Southwest Conference, and we should have won a bunch more that year. And and probably seriously, I guess every senior does it because my own kids did it. I got a smart mouth when I was a senior in high school, and I sure wish I wouldn't have done that.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
I did. Maybe I hid it from you.
Leah, what about you, Leah Kay?
Move on to somebody else. I got to think about this. I'm not sure.
All right, Roy.
Like like Brent said, it was some things. I think about a couple of plays here and there, especially I think the game in what were we at in was it San Angelo at the playoff game? And we were coming down to the last play, and I talked to Steve George about this the other day about it. Steve, don't pitch the ball, please run with it. He pitched it. I said, "Oh man, we're in trouble." But we had got down to I think the 2 or 3 yard line and fumbled the ball away. And then
I remember that play. He was Dallas 84 year. I won't mention the running back, but he fumbled. I remember like the 3rd or 4th yard line.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, that happens. But yeah, that's something I think about. Little things like that. But if I could redo things, well, a couple of times I always said, what if I didn't go to Rice? What if I went to Oklahoma State or Baylor, who had offered me? But just things probably worked out for the best. So
I wish you could have gone to Baylor, Roy.
Did you try to play baseball there or any others, or are you just stuck with football?
Football.
Okay.
Football. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Albert?
If I could go back, I just wish that I would have been more social, just more over my shyness. I was just very quiet. And if I could go back, I just wish that I would be more social, just be willing to just talk to everybody.
What was her name, Albert? What was her name? Come on. What was her name? Brenda?
Oh, I think if I could do it over again, I would probably go and stay at my senior prom instead of making an appearance and then leaving.
Why did you do that?
Just because the people that I were with, you just didn't go and stay. And so I wished I would have had more memories from that time period.
Okay. Back to you, Leah Kay.
He doesn't forget.
Yeah, right? I mean, I just feel like it was so fun. I had so much fun in high school. I loved it. If I could go back now, knowing now what I know, I would maybe spend more time at home with my family since they're all gone now. But I feel like I had a really great experience. great experience in Plainview, great experience in high school. And so
Well, good.
Seeing you all.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, Albert, I'll tell you this, man. I was a band, and I, I was a freshman. We were able to be on the marching band. My freshman year was the first time OT allowed that.
Yeah.
Well, from that day, from that first football game until my last senior game, I didn't screw up at all until the last game. I stopped 5 yards too short, and I was perfect, batting 1,000. And I think it was a guy in your class. I think his name was Albert too, a redheaded guy, Hispanic. But anyway, he was behind me, and he just boom. Hey, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go about 5 more yards. But yeah, that's the one thing I can go back and so I can have a perfect batting average. But anyway, Lisa, you have any more questions?
No, and I don't know if I went back, what I would change. Yes, there is one thing. I wouldn't, if I could go back knowing what I know now, I wouldn't be so fearful. And I think I would have rebelled a little bit more.
Your parents would have had. Oh no, there's no way.
And I didn't. I was just such a good girl. I never did anything bad. I didn't do anything. I didn't cheat. I didn't cut class. I didn't date. I didn't do.
You never went and got spud nuts during class, ever? Nothing like that.
No.
Hey, I never skipped. I can tell you this.
I didn't
never
get
skipped
nuts,
one
though.
day. I did not skip one day at school. My life.
We had to go clean the ag pens every so often, and so
ooh.
That was code for stop by the Square Donut place on 24th or the Spud Nut Shop.
Hey, let me ask you guys, your kids, your children, I assume they've seen pictures from high school or middle school. Did they make fun of the way you dressed or the way you wore your hair? I mean, back then, Brent and Roy, when y'all had hair, I mean, were you guys sporting a mullet? Or I mean, I'll start with you, Brent. Did your kids see those pictures?
They looked at my senior picture and said, "Man, I wish I could be as cool as my dad."
Yeah, sure.
No, they think exactly what everybody's kid thinks about their parents of how could you wear that goofy stuff and your hair is really weird.
Albert, what about you, man?
Well, I don't have any kids, but if I did, and if they would see pictures, they'd say it's like, wow, you have like the windshields from a VW Bug as your glasses. They're huge. That's what they would say.
Brenda?
Oh, those were the years of our Farrah Fawcett hair, we would have the wings,
I still love that hair.
Yeah. I can imagine how much mousse or was it mousse, right? Back then when you girls hairspray.
Yeah.
What about you, Leah Kay? Did you wear bell bottom? Well, that's 70s. Jordache jeans or 501s.
Levitts. Y'all remember Levitts?
Yes.
I just can say that having kids, especially high school, and mine are in their 20s now, but it's very humbling, especially when you look back and we thought we were so cool, but they don't.
Yeah. And your girls had the shoulder pads too. That was a big fad back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Shoulder pads.
So, the hair is just what kills me looking back.
So sad.
I mean, that's flammable there. Roy, come on, brother. What you?
I had the big fro, so no doubt. And sometimes the fro wasn't that great in the wind, but I lasted for a little bit. But thank goodness, the first day in college, I got my hair all cut off. So, but yeah, my kids laugh at me, no doubt, all the time. You wearing that big fro, you were definitely not in style with the butterfly collar shirts.
So, well, guys, it's almost been 2 hours. We appreciate you guys coming on. We would love to, I guess Lisa has anything else, but we'd like to have some parting words and also, let's promote your 40-year reunion. So, Roy, I'm going to start with you. Unless, Lisa, you have any other questions?
I don't have another question, but I have a special request.
Okay, go ahead.
to do this show again with you guys after the reunion.
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened and how it went and, all that stuff? That would be awesome if you'd be willing to do that.
And
Anyway,
don't hold back.
just
Roy.
don't get the best. Same rules apply. So give us your parting words, guys. So we'll start with Roy.
Well, I think it's been good to catch up and be able to see everybody again. And I think this opportunity, sometimes unlike you, Albert, sometimes you can go in a shell and just say, hey, I can be quiet and sneak around through here. But hey, time is getting short. So, I think there's a good opportunity to meet everybody. And, after 40 years, a lot of water has passed under the bridge and a lot of things are happening in people's lives. So this is the time to get right. So I'm looking forward to it.
Wonderful.
Leah Kay.
Oh, I can't say it any better than Roy just did. I look forward to seeing everybody and yeah, to his point, lots changed in everybody's lives over the years, and I just look forward to reconnecting with people I was close to and people that I maybe didn't know that well. So it'll be fun.
Just remember, some of you guys are grandparents. So.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have four. I'll have four by that time.
Yeah.
I just have three now, but one's coming here pretty quick. Another one.
At least I have a classmate. She has 25 grandchildren.
Oh wow!
Out of four kids. I'm like, how do you remember all their names? Wow. So yeah, I'm not gonna mention their name, but I'll let you know, Lee. I'll tell you later. Brenda.
I think as I get older, and I've listened to quite a few of y'all's podcasts, we went to school at a golden time. And as I get older, I realize it more and more, especially hearing about things that happen with schools now and kids not going to be able to school, not being able to go to school or experiencing lots of bullying, things that I never would have realized or even thought would possible in Plainview High School. And I just think we were very lucky to go to school when we did in the 80s. And so I think that makes me look forward to going back and reconnecting with people and looking at them from a different lens. I may not have known who you were in high school, but I want to know who you are now, and I want to know what your story is.
Real quick, I assume you guys are going to have name tags for your high school, your senior photo? Mm-hmm. Good. That's good. All right, Albert, what about you, man?
God, my mind just went blank. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Just parting words about this the show right now with these group of people, friends, and then promote your 40 reunion.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. This has been just wonderful. Just a quick tidbit to add about Lisa. I don't even know if she might remember this, but when we were young, my mom used to go get her hair done when Lisa's mom had a little beauty shop in Edmondson.
Yeah. She had 13 years.
So she would always go and your
so it was Lisa there. You wanted to talk to.
But thank you for having us. I look, just forward to the reunion, and because everybody changes. Luckily we're not the same people that we used to be, and some people have become just even more amazing than they were, and sometimes you don't. It's exciting to see how they took that extra step to just become so much better than they were, and then people that you didn't know. I just love getting to know them, and you find out it's like, wow, we missed out on a lot, but what a neat person. So that's what I always look forward to as far as reunions go.
Wonderful.
You should have had Albert wrap it all up. He has the nice.
Yeah, but you're the rock star, Brent. You're the rock star of this group.
Put the wig on. No, it's great. All these folks that are on today, they were all my friends from 5th grade up. We did lots of stuff together. But as they've all said, there's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, we didn't run in the same circles, and we all had seemingly good experiences in high school, but some people didn't, like Lisa said. And I hope everybody gives it a chance so that, 40 years is a long time. Things are different. And I hope however you enjoy it, you'll come enjoy it. That's what it's about at this point in our life.
Good.
Wonderful.
Well, we definitely wish you guys all the best, and hopefully you have a good turnout. And then, if I may plug this in, I mean, in the future, Roy, I would like you and Brent to grab some other 84 football players, because we've done a 79, 81, 83. We'd love to do an 84 football. So you guys at the reunion talking up with some other players. If Randy William goes, that would be good to have someone
Well,
to have on the show.
now he
Unfortunately,
He passed away.
passed.
Oh, my
bad.
apologies. Okay, my
No.
apologies. Well,
Yeah, Lee
Yeah.
Jones. There's several off of that. That's like, man.
well, there's
But
got to
there's
be
still
others.
some.
Yeah,
There's still
yeah.
others.
And
Yeah.
Leah Kay, Todd Heflin was on one of our other shows, and I asked him because he said he was going to meet with Brent. I think he was going to Lubbock or Plainview a month ago. But anyway, I know Brent. I mean, Brent, Todd, Colin. I don't know the others, but they had a softball team and they wore Hawaiian shirts.
Brent's sitting over here across the room
So
from me.
Brent, you can hear me. You remember
Yeah.
that? Yeah, tell him to pop in. He's from
Come pop
Plainview.
in. He's the class of '85, but
That's okay. Yeah, that's
we
all
got
right.
him in.
Been
Hey,
fun to
Mr.
listen.
Gabriel.
Been fun to listen to you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett.
Hey guys.
So
Hey,
you
Brent.
heard me about y'all softball team that you guys had after high school, and you guys wore those Hawaiian shirts. I was telling Todd I would love to have your group of guys, 5 or 6, on the show and talk about that team.
It was a ton of fun. We'd go out and play the tournaments late at night, and we'd always sign up for the last game so we could be out there late, and we'd play at Halfway or Edmondson or some little town, and the cornfield was the home run, and just fun stuff. And we had a great time and got out there, and our team was called the Wawas. So
You probably still have that.
I probably have a shirt somewhere buried. So.
Well, I'll reach out to Todd and have him contact you again, and let's get that little team together. Brent Wall was on there as well, correct?
Do what?
Was Brent Wall on the team?
Brent Wall, Reed Rao, Colin Miller, Kurt Mosley, Todd Heflin, class behind us, Patrick Branch played with us. Good Jeff James.
There you go. That sounds like a team that only played maybe 2 games in the tournament.
We had probably more fun than victories.
So, and then of course, Albert, loved you to maybe get some other bandmates. We did with Carol and Cheryl and Sharon. Would like to get another one. I'd like to get Bus 3. It's just been on my goal to get some people from there. But guys, I'm gonna have Lisa say parting words. Well, it was nice seeing you, Brent. Hope to see you again.
Guys,
thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show tonight. It's just been so delightful to see your amazing, beautiful, handsome faces after 40 years. And I'm glad to reconnect, and I'm wishing you tons of luck on your reunion. And what I do also want to say is don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have if we come up with more ideas or whatever. If you have questions about some of the stuff that you want to incorporate that we shared with you tonight, definitely reach out to me or Michael. We'd be more than happy to help. And I know it's going to be a great success because y'all are in charge.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was talking to Lisa. I would like to have the 83 and 84 cheerleaders on, which is Lisa, Rosa, Crystal, Leah, Covey, you, and who was the other?
Sonia Snelling.
Sonia. Yeah, so that'd be a cool show to have. So, well, anyway, guys, good luck to y'all. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
So much. So nice seeing you.
Likewise.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
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 Wow, they got their shit together. They should have a really good turnout.
Yes, yes. I'm excited for them. It makes me miss
I know, right?
I want a repeat of last year. That was so much fun. I'm just still, a year later, we're still reminiscing of all the fun time we had. It was just super special. Absolutely. I started reminiscing about our 40th. I forgot to mention if anyone has booked the president's house like we did, but I forgot to ask that. Oh, yeah, I meant to ask that question too, and I totally forgot because I mean that made it extra special for us, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
cool.
So who's coming next?
We're working on right now with like wellness part one. I'm not going to give the details because that's going to be more. It's more like for class of '83, but we're going to definitely share it on this page. It will have Blake Barton, Melinda Morales, um, Patrick Smith, Andrew Dunlap, and I'm missing one other. Who am I missing? Uh, Melinda. Oh, you. Of course, you. So we're I think going to try to have that on Tuesday, and it's I give you a hint. It's a challenge. It's a health challenge um, show. So and it's going to be your favorite one of your favorite ones to do, Lisa. Especially talking with Melinda and Blake. So the other guys, me and Andrew and Patrick, we're the fat boys and we're the out of shape guys. So you guys are gonna have to talk it up.
Mhm. We'll see how it goes.
Yes.
That's gonna
Well,
be
good.
that's
Yes.
gonna
Well, good night, and we will see you next week.
be
Bye,
next.
everyone. Peace and love. Peace and love.